What makes a vehicle ideal for camping for two people? How do design features, capabilities, and costs affect our choice of a camping vehicle? What vehicle type is most suitable and practical as a camping vehicle for you? In this video, I compare and rate passenger cars, minivans, and cargo van-based vehicles as camping vehicles for two people. I created a rating system of 10 parameters, where each parameter is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best performance for a parameter. The vehicles are rated on price, fuel efficiency, off-season storage options, sleeping comfort for two people, camping gear capacity, built-in amenities, size-related restrictions at campsites, driving comfort, off-road ability, and overall practicality. Let me explain the rationale for my scoring system. First, I didn't include SUVs, crossovers, and station wagons as separate categories because the cabin form factor for these vehicles is very similar. Some SUVs and crossovers have slightly taller cabins and larger interior volume, but not significant enough to consider them as a separate category. So ratings for SUVs and crossovers will be between cars and minivan categories. Minivans have taller and longer cabins that allow comfortable sleeping inside. Cargo vans are the next big step in vehicle height and interior space. I didn't include motorhomes in this comparison because they are designed for use by larger groups and for longer stays at one campground. Let's go through the rating of these three vehicle types, one parameter at a time. Price. I rated vehicle price by normalizing the average retail cost of new vehicles in the category. For example, an entry-level car costs around $25,000, hybrid Sienna costs about $50,000, and cargo van, like the Mercedes Sprinter with minimal rigging for camping, costs around $100,000 and above. The rating here reflects the differences in price. Fuel costs. Fuel costs are based on the fuel efficiency data, 35 miles per gallon for a modern car and a hybrid minivan, and 15 miles per gallon for cargo vans. So the rating is proportional to fuel consumption. Vehicle storage. Cars and minivans can be parked in a regular garage, while B-class cargo vans require a tall garage or they are stored on a driveway or at a storage lot. This adds an extra expense. My rating here reflects the need for dedicated parking place for cargo vans. Sleeping comfort for two. While it is theoretically possible to sleep in some cars, most campers traveling in cars sleep in tents at campsites. The hybrid Sienna interior and width make it possible to build a 9-foot long and 50-inch wide bed. Judging by window bump outs for extra length of the bed, most cargo vans have transverse bed installations with about 6 feet long beds. Space for camping gear. Car campers can bring only minimal essentials for camping because most cars are not modified for camping by removing rear seats or rigging. With all the gear we bring to the camp in our Sienna camping rig, we have never filled the available space. While cargo vans have so-called garage space for extra camping gear, the actual space for things like large tents, bikes, or extra luggage is often limited because most of the space inside the van is taken by walking galley, bedroom, bathroom, and kitchen. Here's my rating for this parameter. Amenities. The key amenities needed for comfortable camping include tent, cooler or a refrigerator, kitchen cooking kit, stove, electrical power bank, and portable toilet. Car campers settle for minimal selection of amenities and rely on food at local towns and campground facilities. With our hybrid Sienna minivan, we sleep inside of the van, cook outside, have an odor-free built-in portable toilet, and enjoy nature in our clam shelter when at the campsite. The ability to stand upright while dressing and undressing inside cargo vans is a great benefit of their design. A water flushing toilet is also nice. However, I like to cook when we camp, And the galley kitchen in cargo vans is too small. It is much easier to cook in a large tent outside with plenty of room on the table for a cutting board, raw ingredients, and stove that fits large pots and pans. The cleanup also is much easier outside than in the van. The other limitations in cargo vans with flushing toilet is water supply and sewage. Every few days, there is a need to dispose of sewage. At the peak of camping season, this could be time-consuming due to lines at sewage disposal stations. If cargo van campers want to enjoy bug-free time at campsites outside the van, they need to carry a large tent and tent furniture. Some of the tents could be too long for storing in the garage section of the standard cargo van. Placing such bulky items on the floor inside the van may impede access to the restrooms while on the road. My rating amenities here may be subjective, but here it is. Campground restrictions. Large cargo vans are not allowed at some campgrounds due to tight turns on the roads or due to limited size of driveways at campsites. Cars and minivans don't have this problem. Driving comfort. Passenger cars and minivans have similar driving characteristics and have excellent comfort for drivers and passengers. Cargo vans are designed for business uses and have fewer creature comforts in the cabin. They are heavier, longer, have truck suspension, and in factory trim have less sound insulation. As a result, long hours behind the wheel in cargo vans cause greater fatigue than driving in the car or a minivan. Because all contents in cars and minivans are tightly packed, there are fewer annoying creaks and squeaks while driving. The contents of the cabinets in cargo vans have to be secured for each trip to avoid rattles while driving. Off-road ability. Cars and minivans have low ground clearance and avoid off-road adventures. Some SUVs, crossovers, and cargo vans are more capable for off-roading. However, for true off-road camping, even cargo vans need to be retrofitted with a higher and more robust suspension. This is expensive and affects their handling on highways. In the US, 70% of camping is done at official campgrounds, and the rest in the wild or on private lands. Practicality and common sense. Finally, let's discuss the overall practicality of vehicle types used for camping. An average camper in the US takes 1 to 3 camping trips a year, with 7 to 10 days spent camping. Buying a dedicated vehicle just for camping is not financially prudent even for affluent families. But who said that the financial common sense is how we're all in America, right? A camping vehicle that requires storage at a paid lot also adds expense. Everybody needs a vehicle for basic transportation, like commuting to work, shopping, appointments, etc. If the same vehicle can serve both transportation and camping duties, it inherently has greater value and better justification for purchase. For this parameter, cars and minivans obviously get the highest score. While cargo vans can serve multi-purpose role as well, their fuel consumption costs detract from using them as daily drivers. Most of them are parked during the off-camping season. Here is the final tally of all parameters and total scores by vehicle category. I am sure that many of my viewers will have opinions on how to score each category. Am I biased because we own and love our hybrid Sienna minivan? I try to be as objective as possible, but clearly the selection of parameters used in this comparison is subjective. Please don't judge me too harshly. When we bought our hybrid Sienna minivan in 2021, I seriously considered Mercedes Sprinter-based campers by various aftermarket builders. I even considered buying an empty shell Sprinter and rigging it myself. In the end, the inability to park a Sprinter van in our regular height garage was the deciding factor against it. After camping with hybrid Sienna for 4 years, we feel that we made the right decision. Let me know your thoughts on this topic in the comments. See you soon in the next video. Cheers!